Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and it is Thursday, so that means we're keeping it simple sometimes and I want you to scrapbook with me. So last week we prepared this base, if you remember, and if not, there's a link up above for you to go and check out that video where we used leftover scraps to create the base. Now I had enough left to create these tags and I really wanted to include them on this layout somehow. So what I've done is I've prepared them by adding the tape, and then I've already mounted or matted my photos. I've done them a double matting with the red and the white because I wanted to keep that colour scheme happening. These were photos of my daughter and my son-in-law on Christmas Day. They were both wearing similar Christmas attire, and I took the photos in front of the Christmas tree, wearing their Christmas hat, and yeah, so I have done these photos twice. This one will be in for their album, and then of course when I do the bulk for the family album. So I like how they sit on this page. The colours of their outfits really match the colours of the layout. And so I just put these tags in to break up all that red and white spacing, and I like how it has set up two automatic cluster spots straight away. What I went to do is then go through my ephemera of Christmas things that fell nicely with the red and white colour. And this one says, "'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la." And of course, that's what these photos represent for me. I have these felt poinsettias that I've had for a couple of years that I picked up in a bargain bin one day, so it's a good opportunity to use them up. They fit nicely in here. I've got the coloured lights here. They are also from an ephemera pack that I've had for quite a while. And I'm putting in this little quote here that says "Season's Greetings." And I've fussy cut a camera from Lisa Corsi's Scrapper Sketch cameras. Of course, I try and include one on most photos or most layouts that I can. And I'm just going to pop that one up on foam tape so that fits that cluster in there. I've also added in that red flower, the sparkly red flower, just to those clusters. And I have this metallic charm that says memories, so I've just put that in there. I'm going to repeat the lights at the top here to set up another cluster, and I've put the poinsettia in with another one of those sparkly red flowers. So you can see I have three clusters in place. Now on the back of this strip here, I was going to use the dotted part, but then I noticed the little phrases, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add those word phrases. And this one says holiday cheer, and this one says happy holidays, and I'm just going to put in those two to finish off this layout. So that's a quick and simple layout, nice and easy. You can do it. It's just pulling together your scraps and then putting them down into a base and then moving on from that base. I've added in some dimension magic there just to give my lens that three-dimensional effect. And I'm putting in these Nuvo drops. Oh, and it seems to have dried up and clogged the nozzle, which is pretty unusual because these are one of my favourites, these ones. These are the Nuvo pearls, and I really do love them. And I'm almost out of the white, so I think I'm going to have to invest in some more of them. They're just beautiful, and they just go with most layouts. And I just topped those in the three spots, setting up that visual triangle. As you can see, the page that we created last week has now come together as a page completed. It was quite simple. I didn't have to do much to it. I've added some ephemera. That's all you had to do. I'm going to add in the date stamp here for Christmas Day 2024. And there you go. That's the layout. You can see the ephemera is tucked onto those tags which we pre-made last week. We have the other cluster built up there, and then that final cluster down the bottom. So you have the three across the page, and the colours of the photos pop off that page despite what's going on, because that's how you marry your colours. So now we're going to build our next page, ready for our next Keeping It Simple next week. So if you'd like, you can build your page next week ready to go like this. And all I've got are two scraps of this blue denim-y type paper, and they're leftover scraps. I'm going to top and bottom the layout there. Once again, I'm going to go with a horizontal bar But I think I'm going to divide this in half and spread it across the two. And then I'm going to also do the same with this last piece of Vicky Bouton paper that I have. And I'm going to do that down to the 6 by 2.5, I think that's left there. This is also a strip left over from, I think it's a 49 Market piece of paper. And I'm just going to pull this all together to create a base that I'll be able to build a layout with next week, hopefully. So I'm just using the pieces of paper that I found on my desk that were in the blues, and I'm just pulling them together to create a founding base for which I can build on next week. I'm just going to put this one into place and then tuck that one in underneath there. And as you can see, this is coming together quite nicely. Now, I contemplate whether I use the pinstripe on that side or the dots. And I think in the end, I go with the pinstripe because it just seems to marry a little bit better with the rest of the stripes in the page. So I'm going to just tuck it in underneath a little bit by pulling this one down a little bit more because I want it to be down a little bit further. Then that strip there allows me to bring it down, and now that looks a lot more better, a bit more balanced for me. So as I said, I do believe I go with the pinstripe. Yes, I did. And that now tucks in like another rectangle part of the layout. And this is the beauty of stretching off your paper. You can do that by just stretching one bit, adding a little piece up over the top, and no one would know that that is actually two separate pieces pulled together to create that layout. And I'm going to leave that there. That's our layout to start with next week. I don't know which direction it will go in, but it has now got options. So thanks for joining me this week for keeping it simple sometimes. Remember, you can do this easily. Just stop it in places, copy, and have a go. Remember, keeping it simple means that you will get your photos into your albums nice and easily. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for next week. And here's my next recommendation for you. Happy scrapping.